So academic referencing and style guides, there's a few different ones depending on what type of subject you study. So you may have heard of Harvard referencing, Vancouver, APA 7. Can be a little bit confusing if you're just starting out and getting back into academic writing or maybe doing it for the first time. So this video today I'm going to talk about APA 7 and just give you a few tips and tricks on the essential basics that you need to know in order to just get things moving. Now do keep in mind that different universities will have different expectations when it comes to how strict they are on the different style guides. So some will be a bit more flexible, they'll just want you to really get the referencing right, but they'll be a bit more flexible around the actual format. Others will be super strict, letter of the law, and they'll expect you to follow all of the details to do everything. So it's a matter of just taking it slow, learn the basics, check in with your university or your assessors to find out what their expectations are and what their preferences are so that you know what they're looking for. Now most universities will provide you with a style guide and a set of instructions as to what to do to follow. If you're unsure, I really do recommend a website called scriber.com. I'll pop the link in the description below so you can go to that. But it's a nice plain English explanation about all the different aspects of APA 7 so that you can learn what you need to do or look it up as you go. But in the meantime, if you're just starting out, just learning about academic writing and formatting, then this video will give you some key tips that you need to know in order to make your document look pretty good.
Let's start with the basics, and that is font and formatting. So first of all, we've got font style and size. We want to use something, standard options in APA 7 are just easy to read fonts. So something like Times New Roman, Arial, Calibri. So we'll just select that. Size 11 or 12 is fine. Next thing you want to do for your document is make sure that the entire document is double spaced. So again, we can come paragraph, double spaced, hit OK. We've got indentation. So the first line of every paragraph in APA 7 should be indented. So we can see that here. And we want to make sure that we remove any additional line spaces. So in APA 7, you don't need to put line spaces between paragraphs or between headings and paragraphs. Finally, we want to insert some page numbers. Again, APA 7, nice and simple, just plain text in the top right-hand corner. And you can see here, they're your basics of APA 7. So if you do these, you're already halfway there. So next up, let's talk about headings. APA 7 has a pretty simple structure. We've got level 1 headings. So they're your main headings. They're bold and centered. Then we've got subheadings or level 2 headings. Those ones you'll find are bold and left aligned. So for any subheading, bold, left aligned. And then any subheadings, level 3 headings, what we want to do with those ones is make them bold, left aligned, but also in italics. So with APA 7, the actual font itself is the same size for your headings. We don't need to increase anything there, or we don't need to add fancy colors. Just keep it matching what you've already got. So generally black text there and just keeping it the same font size. Now I do recommend using the headings style feature up the top here in Word to set these up. It just makes it a lot easier. So as you can see here, I can just click on that and change the heading type to whatever I need it to be. So it's really worth setting that up. The other benefit to that is you can actually use that to automatically create a table of contents, and that will read the headings that you've chosen and automatically create a table of contents for you. If you're not sure how to do that though, I'll pop a link in the description below, which will give you some instructions on that one. Now let's cover referencing and citations, really the backbone of the APA style. So your references page, first of all, it goes at the very end of your document. You want to have a level 1 heading. So again, bold and centered, just with the word references. Then the entire list of your headings should be double spaced, just like the rest of your document there. All of your references should be in alphabetical order, and we want to apply a hanging indent. So hanging, and that's pretty much the basics of what APA 7 referencing is. I really recommend using a reference managing software like EndNote. That will automatically create this reference list for you, makes it a lot easier. And also try and, where you can, always include either a DOI or a URL. Now, some universities can be super picky with APA referencing, so you'll find that there are some simple rules around using title case or sentence case, whether it's a journal name or the actual title of the article. But again, if you're just starting out, don't worry about that at the moment. If you are interested in that though, let me know in the comments and I can do a video on how to do the details. So building on references, the next thing we'll want to have a look at is our in-text citations. So that's where we refer to our references in the actual text of our documents. So there's two different types. We've got narrative citations. A narrative citation is where you use the reference as part of the sentence. So for example, John Smith, 2024, argues that referencing becomes easier once you learn the basics. If we're using the actual author or the reference in our sentence, then we just put the author's name and the publication date in brackets, and we include that as part of the story. Now, if we're doing parenthetical citations, that's when you place the reference at the end of the sentence. So really, if you're just giving credit to an author or you're supporting your opinion with research, you would write your opinion here, so referencing becomes easier with practice, and we would support that with the author's name and the publication date. Now, there are a few different extra rules when it comes to if you've got multiple authors, things like that. So again, if you want more information, let me know, or it's worth just jumping on the 𝐵𝐷𝐵 website and that will give you the specific details. Also some slightly different formatting, whether it's a website, whether it's a journal article, and so on. Now, there are some other things that you may want to consider. Things like if you have to write an appendix or an executive summary, they will have very specific formats that you'll need to follow. Also tables and figures, you'll find that there's specific headings, specific formats and layouts that you'll need to use. So if you would like help with these or other elements, let me know in the comment and I'll create another video to cover that in more detail.
So there you have it. That was a quick introduction to the key elements of APA 7. Keep in mind there is a lot more detail, a lot more that you can learn, but this is a really good starting point. If you can master these elements in the video, you'll really be set up for success and your document will really be looking quite good. As we said earlier, do keep in mind different universities have got different standards and different expectations of what they're looking for, so always check in. And of course, if you have any specific questions or topics you'd like me to cover in another video or anything around APA 7 or different formatting styles, leave a comment below and we'll see what we can do for you. Otherwise, good luck with your writing and thanks for watching.